Dear students, welcome to the lecture session on pressure measurement. It is the continuation of the last video lecture under module 4 part 5. It is continuation. Okay, so now this is the part 6. So in the last video lecture I have discussed about the pressure measurements. Under that the high pressure measurement I have discussed, and also the measurement of low pressure. Under that Pirani gauge I have discussed. Now I am going to discuss the ionization gauges and calibration of pressure measuring equipments. So yes, the ionization gases, the gases are used for measurement of pressure as low. Okay, so 0.00001 micron, so 1 billionth of mm of Hg. Okay, that is this much low pressure we can measure with help of these gauges. Okay, so the basic principle is involved here. This is ionization. Okay, so as we know, the ionization is the process of removing electron from an atom, producing a free electron and positively charged ion. It may produce by collision of high speed electron from the atom. Okay, so here this is the figure. This is the figure. So let's first I will orient on the how it is connected. So this is a cathode filament. Okay, it is connected to the supply and it will get heated up, and this is the anode. This is the anode. Okay, it is negative terminal is connected to the battery. Okay, also you can say that a negative plate, and this is a grid which it will be connected to the positively to this battery E2. Okay, and here this is the inlet. This is the inlet through which the gas of unknown pressure to be found is sent to this inlet. So here the gas of unknown pressure to be found is sent to this inlet. Okay, so here now let's have working. So one more figure I put, it will be gives a clear picture here that. Okay, so this is negative plate, positive grid, heated cathode here. Okay, okay, both figures are same only, but here naming are taken as IP and IG, where it is taken as the current as I1 and I2. Okay, so the working, now I will explain the working when the cathode will be get heated up. Okay, the filament will be get heated up. So what it will be happens, it liberates or it emits the electrons. Electrons are negatively charged. Okay, I repeat here, the electrons are negatively charged. So here the grid is positively charged, hence the electrons will be flows here, hence the I2 current will be flows. Now what it will be happens next, some of electrons which is having highly charged, that electron starts reacting with the gas which sent to be measured. I repeat here, the some of the electrons which is having highly charged, that electron starts reacting with the gas which is sent to be measuring. So next what it will be happens, due to the ionizations, the positively ions are comes towards this negatively charged plate. So hence the current I1 will be flows. Okay, so here first I2 will be flows. Why means, because when the filament will be get heated up, it liberates the electrons, because grid is positively charged, so the I2 will be flows. Okay, so next what it is, the sum of electrons which is having highly charged, that electron starts reacting with the gas which is sent to be measured, so that the ionization will be take place, and the positively ions will be moved towards the negatively charged anode, and the current I1 it will be flows. Okay, this is a very important. By knowing the I2 and I1, we are calculating the pressure using this relation. Okay, so here P is equal to 1 by S. Okay, 1 I1 by I2. Okay, where S is sensitivity of the gauge, depends upon the tube geometry, nature of gas, and operating voltage. Okay, so this is the advantages of ionization gauges. Okay, fast response to change in pressure, possibility of process control and remote indication, constant sensitivity for a given gas over a wide range of pressures. Okay, the sensitivity of S, what we are in the equation, it has constant, okay, for the wide range of pressure. Okay, some of the disadvantages here it is mentioned. Some gases get decomposed by hot filament. Contamination of the measured gas by gas is forced out of the hot filament. Okay, the filament can be burnt out quickly if exposed to air when hot or before the pressure is at low value. High cost. Okay, then complex electric circuitry. These gauges must be provided with automatic cutout in order to protect them in case of system leak or break. These gauges must be carefully installed. In particular, absorbed gases must be eliminated. Calibration varies with gases. Okay, these are the some disadvantages. Now, the last bit of this module is the calibration of pressure measuring equipment. Pressure calibration is the comparison of the output of a device used to measure pressure with that of another pressure. I repeat here, the output of a device used to measure pressure with that of another pressure measurement. Okay, so here the sum of calibration measuring equipments are manometers, deadweight testers. Okay, so manometers I will explain briefly here. The calibration of low pressure gauges such as manometers and straight bellows types is done by comparison method using precision manometers. Okay, one figure I put here. Okay, so the differential pressure can be obtained by the relations. Here it will be given the relation P1 minus P2 is equal to H dm minus d1. The quantities are mentioned here. Okay, so it is not required here, just for information I put this. In textbook only the information is given, figure is not given. I took from other source. Okay, so here next one is the deadweight tester. Okay, so here this is the figure. Okay, a deadweight tester is it consists of any accurately machined and finished piston. Here this is the piston. Okay, and this is the weight, and this is a handle, and this plunger they are used. When they are rotating this one, the pressure is created, and this is the chamber where it is oil is filled, clean oil is filled here complete oil is filled. Okay, so here the working will tell you the chamber and the cylinder of the testers are filled with clean oil. The gauge to be tested is fixed at its appropriate place and piston is inserted in the cylinder. A weight is placed on the piston. The weight is placed on the piston. Consequently, what will happen? The pressure is exerted on the oil and the pressure is transmitted to the gauge deflecting its pointer. So when you are putting the pressure on this, due to this oil, the pressure it will be transmitted to the gauge deflecting its pointer. In order to get the desired setting of the gauge pointer, the weights are adjusted. The weights are adjusted depending upon the desired setting of the gauge. Okay, desired setting of the gauge, the weights are adjusted. Okay, so now then pressure is varied by forcing the okay. So now the pressure is varied by forcing the plunger in. So this will be rotating and handle, the pressure it will be developed. And by moving the handle, the movement of the handle is continued till enough pressure is built up to lift the piston weight combination. So piston weight combination it will be holds, okay, that much they will be creating the pressure by rotating this handle. Okay, the piston weight combination floats freely under this condition. Thus, the equilibrium is established. So now the what it will be happens, the equilibrium is established with the fluid force balanced against the gravitational force. I repeat here, the fluid force balanced against the gravitational force of the weights, okay, plus the friction drag. Okay, so here with help of knowing this all quantities, with help of this equation, we are finding the pressure. So here if you are looking this equation, pressure P is equal to capital M small g plus Fd divided by A. Okay, where M is the mass kg, g is acceleration due to gravity meter per second, and Ft is the friction drag, A is the effective area of the piston cylinder. Okay, so with help of knowing this all quantities, we'll come to know that what is the pressure. Okay, so here with this I conclude this session. Okay, have a nice day.